As soon as I set up my thing, Stella climbed up here. She's like, oh, I think I'm going to be involved. We're going to do this together, aren't we, lady? Oh, and I got her this really snazzy little scarf yesterday at the thrift store. I went to the thrift store yesterday. Got her snazzy little scarf. Spit catcher, little bib. Very beautiful. She's very grown up and she knows it. She's very pleased with this sophisticated look. She's rocking it, dude. And yesterday when we went to the thrift store, it was I really like going there. It is in a little tiny town. It's super, super cheap prices too. And it you can go in and it's not like everybody's wearing a mask. People working behind the counter aren't. So it just feels like you're back in time. Go back to the time when people didn't fear each other and fear germs, and go back to a time when it was just fun to look for a deal, look for a treasure in a store that was cheap. But this store is so cool. And yesterday, I don't know when they got it. I hadn't been there in, I don't know, a couple of weeks probably. And they had a whole freaking ton of cool out. Stop, please. I'm talking. Really, excuse me. Really cool. Remember, we're doing this. Look, over here, lady. We're doing this. This is a podcast here. We're talking. Really cool ass furniture. And it was, oh my God, that had the coolest pieces. And I asked the lady, and it's a Christian one. So I think a lot of people, you know, like rich people and stuff, you know, they're like, oh, well, we'll just give all our stuff to them. Because it literally looked like an estate, like somebody who had a lot of money died and they just gave their stuff away. I can't imagine someone just cleaning their house out like this. Like, and anybody who had some of this stuff could have definitely afforded a moving truck. Like, but, oh my gosh. If my house was bigger, I would have bought some more stuff. My house is crowded. It's a tiny house. It's only 650 square feet for just this part, which is a little living room, dining room together kind of thing. It has a little kitchen, a little bathroom with a laundry room in it, and 2 bedrooms. But I also have an outdoor, like entertainment kitchen area that's all covered. It's really cool. It's even got a built-in table, a built-in fireplace. It's really cool. And another really big building that I'm making into a tiny guest house. And then I'm going to do a deck that connects it all. So when things start shifting and going the other direction, because I know it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I mean, I don't know why. Well, I mean, I get why things have to go so slow. Because it really is a process for people to gain awareness to life. You know, to start seeing life and seeing people and breaking down old paradigms. And, you know, I really just see so much of how people don't see you. All they see is the projection of their own pain looking back at them. You know, it is crazy because they'll tell you it is you, but it's really not. So trippy. But you know, scooting up. She's laying down now. And I can scoot up further. But it's so trippy because it is such a distortion of reality when you think something's coming from outside of you. The craziest thing is like, if you want change in your life, it's change you. That's all you got to do. It's like change you, change your outlook, change your perspective, change your perception. Look at things like lessons. Look at things like gifts. Stop looking at everything like, you know, life's out to get you. Because life's going to continue to feel like it's out to get you if that's how you're looking at it. If you start looking at it like, these are challenges. These are here to help me. They're helping me grow. These things help me so I can witness my own triggers and I can heal what it is that I'm blocking, and, you know, to be excited for those times. But, you know, so many people just feel like it's too challenging. It's too much. People are just exhausted. They're tired. They don't want to deal with stuff anymore. They just want peace. They just want to just not have to feel the worry and the stress and the disappointment that life brings every day. And, you know, it's really easy to be caught up in it. I'm not saying like something's wrong with somebody who is. It's easy to be caught up in it because it's what it feels like. It's what is being shown to you. It's what's the three-dimensional existence is about. And, you know, and it's all that process that I talk about with healing and awareness, and it gets you to a point of being able to detach. It's like a detachment. And that's why I say, it still feels like it's like tipped weird. Sorry. I'll adjust it while you're watching. Because it's a process of learning and developing yourself, you know? And it is, you know, it's not even like a rush. It's not like you have to hurry. Oh, I remember finally what it was. I remembered yesterday too, but I didn't have time to come back and do it again. But the thing I was going to say the other day when I was talking about my dad, and I said, you know, it's something that I had heard a long time ago. And it was in regards to my dad. And I probably heard it like a Al-Anon or something like that way back a long time ago. And but it said, like, if you can look at an alcoholic as the same way you look at somebody who's in a wheelchair or anybody who's damaged, really. It's not just alcoholic, because this is what I'm getting to. It's anybody. They're damaged. If you could look at them like somebody in a wheelchair, like they can't get up. They can't be different than they are. They are who they are. And it's our expectation of wanting someone to be different than they are that is our disappointment. We're disappointed by our own expectation, by putting more on someone else to make us happy, instead of owning our happiness, instead of feeling complete within ourselves, because that's how we develop ourselves. But anyways, we're always looking outside of us. And so it's easy for people to disappoint us because we put all our expectation on them. Here, make my life happy. Here, make me complete. You know, that's the pressure that we have been trained to put into relationships in this society, in the societal paradigms that we've lived by, the structure that we have developed our character by. And it has been toxic for us all. And there's no reason, it's no coincidence that people are war-torn. They're just beat up. They're just tired. They just don't give a fuck. That's the biggest problem why so many people are asleep right now. They just need to detach from what's real. They can't think about it. They've got enough going on in their own lives to consider that, you know, the government is trying to murder you. I mean, that's a lot. Especially when you start going in, when the murder is attached to our education, it's attached to all the politics, it's all the big pharma, it's our medical. It's like you start going and it's like, whew, overwhelming. Yeah. This place is like, we're lucky that every freaking moment that we've survived. Like, seriously, I probably am a superhero. I'm 60 years old. I've survived and I'm happy. I'm like their worst nightmare. It's like they tried to fucking kill me when I was in the hospital. No, not today, bitches, not today. I will suffer the consequences. I will go out in the world. I will rebuild. You take every fucking thing away from me. I will rebuild. I am an anarchist. I am anti-establishment. I am sovereign. And I will build myself. And I think that's how we all have to really begin to identify, you know, the I am. I am is powerful. What are you going to claim? What is your I am? I am. You know, claim it. Claim what you are. Feel it. Feel the power that it brings. And now another one I love too is be. Be. Be that as what you are. Be that as what you claim. Be a being. Be present. I'm picturing it, but I can't think of the word. But it's being in the moment. It's being a part of your life. Not just, like their virtual reality that they're trying to, is a transition. It's just another part of their movement, because we've already been living a virtual reality. We've already been living a created reality that they created and told us what was real. And we said, okay, we believe that. Why would we believe different? But then luckily, in my lifetime, and who knows, our history is so lied to. There's no telling how many times this has happened over and over and over throughout history. I don't think that there's anything that we're told the truth about. I mean, there's a lot of weird shit when you start trying to make sense of the history, the details, the story, and the pictures. Oh my God. The 1800s, Okay, we're still doing this, lady. We're still doing this, okay? Over here. Trixie, she's just like, I swear to God, she's like a crack fiend. She's just like, oh, I'm going from window to window. Oh, what's going on? I'm gonna bark. When she gets out that door, she will go from fence corner to fence corner, every corner that she can get to, bark endlessly. I mean, won't take a fucking break. No, I don't even think she breathes. She's just bark, 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 and she's got a really kind of high-pitched, annoying bark, and it's repetitive, just bark, 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 over and over, and we're, I've got neighbors getting pissed, and she'll go from corner, and I'll call her, try and hit the door. Like if I hit that rickety old metal screen door, it makes a loud burr. And that catches their attention, And if you give them that kind of like, oh, every time I bark, I get this hideous noise. That was the plant light. This hideous noise. Then it puts them off. It's like Pavlov's theory, You can train them by giving them a horrible thing. But sometimes she'll stop. I'm like, oh. But sometimes she's so caught up in the moment, she can't. Especially when the other dogs are out there, they all get caught up in the moment. They don't even hear a fucking sound. I swear to God, a bomb could go off and they'd still be out there like crazy. But anyways, back to humans. So the whole thing is when we pull back our stuff and we own our own stuff, and we're not putting expectation here. If you're this way, I could be happy. If you're just this way, I could be happy. We put too much on other people. And it just sets us up to be disappointed over and over and over and feel like people are failing us when they're not. They have no idea. They're just being them. We're the ones who are putting pressure on them. Well, don't be you. Be the you I need you to be, so I can feel good, so I can feel complete. Well, then where am I? If I'm being what you need to be, what if it's different than what I need to be? Like, how do we do that then? So my theory is you got to be who you feel you need to be. And if people can't accept you, then they don't have to be around you. You don't have to be around people. It's not a forced thing, even when it comes to family, friends, or anything. That's why we have such a shakeup in relationships right now. Why people are getting divorced and moving apart, and families are splitting up and stuff, because people are starting to see, like, I don't even align with you. We don't even see eye to eye on things. And that's, what I would put out there is that when you do start noticing that, you do stay true to yourself, you do start lifting yourself up, you start loving yourself and feeling good about yourself, then you will bring in those people. I say it hadn't happened yet. I'll let you know when it does. But you bring in those people who are like-minded, that are similar to you, so that you are, you bring in your own people. You don't have to go out and conform, like, oh, I want to fit in with this group, so this group only likes this, I better start liking this, I better do it this way. That's not the way to live. We've done so much about conforming, like that we are all just, we have no identity in ourselves. We have no substance in ourselves. How do you find your own substance? You've got substance. You got it from life after life after life. Since in your first go around. It's in there. You just don't remember it. You forgot about it. But it's in there. This is the search for it. This is the digging for the treasure to find out who and what you are. When the cards are down and you need to be you need to be your own savior, then who are you? Are you somebody who gives up? Are you somebody who stays in your room and cries all day? Are you somebody who goes out and fights? Are you somebody who, are you a creator? Are you angry? Are you judgmental? It's like, these are the things. And if there are things that you don't like about yourself, this is your opportunity to manage that. Well, I don't like that. I'm judgmental. I look at somebody and I decide who they are by what they have on their clothes. It's like, I don't like that. People don't know me because I'm wearing a shirt. They don't know who I am on the inside. So how would I think I know somebody else? Because what they're wearing. That's what we just need to, that's being present. That's beginning to question ourselves. Can you hear that? What is that? Like the airplane thing still is like flying all the time. This one's really weird. I don't know. Maybe it's the work trucks. Man, that's creepy. It's creepy enough, like at 6 o'clock in the morning when they start flying. Got the helicopters going, the planes. It's so weird too, is because like, my daughter became friends with the person who, called me a liar because I said their gate was open. It's all about awareness, people. It's all about awareness. Anyways, I've lived here a year and a half, or a year, 3 months, but longer than them, right? And I had conversations after I moved in with people like, it's weird because there's no planes ever. There's no helicopters or anything. It's like completely quiet. Like it's very noticeable when a plane will go. And so I was talking to my daughter about the military thing, and that they'll go out and do training or something around here. And so there was nothing, every blue moon, well, since whatever I said a few months ago, it started being like daily. But, next door, since, they believe, well, no, that's just the border. They're watching the border. I don't know how high up. I don't know. I can't even with people anymore. Yesterday when I was driving into town, it was, oh my God, it was magical again. I was driving towards Canada. So I had all the mountain ranges, and it was the same thing where it was like, why? Oh my God, it was majestic. These big, giant white mountains. And, but it was the same thing with the inverted sky. It was lighter on the bottom and darker on the top, and these weird cloud formations. I even pulled over and did some videos, but it wasn't doing it justice. But yeah, this weird inverted sky with this layered, it's like dimensional clouds. It's like this cloud system, and then on top of that has another cloud system on top of that, another one, and the third one, the most apparent, the one that's on top of them all, it looks like movement. Like it looks like something moving. It's weird, so weird. Like I just really wonder, like, what is going on? But when I was looking around and that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is where my mind goes. This is the crazy world I live. So I'm sitting there and I'm driving and I'm like, oh my God, this is so crazy. Like this does not look real. This looks like a fucking backdrop, just like the other day, especially with the inverted sky situation. And then, and yesterday I even thought, okay, could this be like, oh, it was the illumination disc yesterday, out hard and forceful. Man, it was burning my eyeballs off. It's just this big white disc, and it's just so weird. People are like, that's the sun. I don't know, it's not the sun. But I was like, well, could it be the snow is illuminating the light and making it appear, but really all the sky is dark, but it's making it appear for hundreds of feet of light? Like, no. I looked at it and tried to think of it, and think like, well, that could be it. No. It's an inverted sky. It's so clear. Like something's up. We're upside down. Something's weird. I don't give a shit what other people think. And maybe it is just as you're waking up. Maybe it is just as your consciousness, and it's always been that way. But it's me in my consciousness beginning to see it. I don't see it the way they told me to see it anymore. I don't see things the way that they tell me, because it's all a part of the program, and they tell you what something is and we see it. So if they tell you the sky is blue, then you know, oh, that's blue. Okay, that's a sky. Oh, and that's a cloud. Okay. That's the programming. I don't do that anymore. So, I mean, I'm breaking it all the time. It's not like I still see things. Like I still see trees, and I still think of them as green and bark and all that stuff. That's not what I mean. But to see the sky look different when other people are telling me it looks the same. It's like it doesn't look the same. I don't know how it looks different to me, other than it's me. Then I'm seeing something different than everybody else, because something's going on. I don't know. But anyways, while I was going, I was looking at it. I was like, oh my gosh, this looks like a backdrop. And go always to the Truman Show. Like Ed Harris, he's always right there controlling things. And it's like, these are pictures. It's pictures all around us. This isn't real. There's nothing real around us. This is all pictures. Just like when you put up in your fish tank and you put the picture behind the fish so that they can go up and think there's rocks. And they just go up and keep hitting the glass. Is this what a rock feels like? Is this what a rock feels like? That's what this world is. So I'm driving, I'm thinking that, you know, like, this is just pictures. This isn't real. So then I started thinking, like, okay, so when we fly or when we travel, okay, so if we drive, we actually get to a place. Like, we can drive and get to a place. We can see landscape on the way. So the place actually exists in some sense because we can get there. Because at first I was thinking, oh my gosh, so when we fly in, are we really, I mean, or they just have us up in a plane and it's just shaking it, and then they just land it and change the pictures? Like, what the fuck? Like, that's how I started thinking, like, this is weird. But all I know is that something's going on out there, and, you know, if other people can't see it, I don't know. There's definitely something weird. And I don't know. I will leave you again with this thought is, you know, it's all about to start having awareness, start being present. You can be present when you're not caught up in trying to please others or distracted by the bullshit that they're constantly trying to distract you by. You know, and so many people feed off distraction. Like, oh, I can't go in and think, reflect, think about myself. No, I need to go shopping. Yeah. Well, maybe I'll go out to eat. Well, I'll just go meet my friends. Oh my gosh, that friend, and she does this and she does. It's like they just feed off of drama and distraction, because it's much too painful to go in and face yourself. The thing is you waste so much time and energy off of trying to create distraction when you just go in and hit the problem right off the bat and it goes away. It's like you could put, I don't know, depending on how big the crisis is that you're trying to overcome, 6 hours, 12 hours, 10 hours, 2 weeks into something of facing it and feeling the pain and processing it and thinking about whatever it is that you need to think about with this situation so that you can have clarity so you can move on past it, however long that takes. But people will spend twice as long, 3 times the length of time to try and cover it up, to try and distract themselves so they don't have to do that. It's just a lot easier. Just go in and do it. I'm not saying like, I mean, it's easy to not even realize that's what you're doing. Like, I was just caught up in the rat race. I was just living my life. I didn't freaking know. I was not focused on myself. I didn't know I was just part of the drama and distraction, trying to build this fake me to go out in the world to be accepted. I didn't know all that. I had to lose me. I had to lose everything in order to see what was real and what wasn't real. And I know there's a lot of other people who are losing everything, and they're just as dumbfounded as I was. Like, what the fuck is going on? And that's what it's all about, though. So you can find you. Sometimes you have to have loss. You have to go through pain and suffering, and that's where you find you, the true you. So it's easy to be happy when everything's going good. But can you be happy when everything's going bad? You know, that tells you who you are and what you need to work on. So Anyways, have a great day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.